Narrator VO. Behind the high walls of Quezon City's children's prison, life is reduced to survival. In 2 cells, each no larger than a small classroom, 80 boys crowd together. Hammocks, floors, and the bare concrete are all they have for beds. The air is thick with heat, and even the youngest inmates know there's no escape. In the corner, Mickey, only 15, has just arrived, accused of theft and homicide. He is wide-eyed, his voice trembling. This is his first time in prison. A tattoo of Sputnik, the name of a local gang, marks his skin. It's a bond on the outside, but here, it's an offense. "Are you scared?" a guard asks. "Yes," Mickey whispers. "I'm scared." Sodomy and abuse are whispered realities in these cramped cells. Hardened adult offenders mix with children barely 10 years old. Even the guards admit they're not supposed to be here. If you can give them freedom, do it. It is 5 in the morning, 30 degrees Celsius. The boys' cell is to the left, the girls' cell to the right. In the girls' section, the heat is worse. Around the compound, staff scrub urine stains from the floor. A Sisyphean task in a prison built for far fewer souls than it holds. From Quezon City to Arizona's desert tents, the story repeats. Deprivation as deterrence. Gregory, 35, arrested for burglary, will spend 6 months under Sheriff Joe Apio's watch. Here, prisoners wear striped uniforms with pink underwear. A calculated humiliation. "He's trying to make an example of us," Gregory mutters. "We don't want to come back." Another inmate adds, "He hates us. I feel humiliated to be on TV." In Pelican Bay, California, Eddie Mills, serving a life sentence, hasn't seen a tree in 8 years. Once a violent hold-up man, now he spends 23 hours a day alone. "The biggest thing I miss," Eddie says quietly. "Human contact. Shaking hands, joking, just being around people." But Pelican Bay offers no reprieve. Neo-Nazi gangs, race riots, stabbings in the yard. Since opening, 18 prisoners have died, 5 shot by guards. Eddie stabbed a fellow inmate over a decade ago. Now, solitary is all he knows. "I've seen men snap," he says. "They sit in their cell and let their minds run away." In Iraq's notorious Abu Ghraib, the ghosts of radicalization linger. Once a US military prison, it became a breeding ground for jihadists. Decaying walls and dusty books remain. A cage still stands in the yard. The same cage where ISIS once filmed its propaganda, locking victims inside for days without food. Standing in it now, a local whispers, "They terrorized people here. They humiliated them." Can you imagine being punished so savagely? Narrator VO. Across the globe, overcrowding breeds ingenuity and defiance. In Europe's largest prison, Flaramaragis inmates pass contraband from window to window using ropes of torn sheets. "Send me the wire." One calls. "Wait, I'll send you a rope." Cannabis, phones, notes, everything travels the same way. Guards conduct random searches. Aradi hides a smartphone. A feather becomes a makeshift paintbrush, or a weapon dipped in human secretions. In South America, Modelo prison survival depends on hustle. Some inmates run restaurants, bakeries, or shops inside. Others live in tunnels, 100 meters long, barely a meter wide, where the heat suffocates and air runs thin. Rent costs $2 a week. "Why don't you have a cell?" a visitor asks. "Because we're poor," an inmate replies. "We have no money." Katrina, a 26-year-old European caught smuggling cocaine, sleeps in a cell of 10 square meters with 12 others. She works in the prison's restaurant, one of the few privileges allowed. "It's more relaxing here," she says, serving food. "I feel happy when I work. Inside, it's awful." On visiting day, a father flips through a handmade book of photographs for his daughter. "We've lost so much," he says softly. "One day, I'll give it to her." Tears fill his eyes. "I just want her to have pictures of us." Narrator VO. In Sheriff Apio's camp, discipline is public theater. Inmates march in chains, singing Colandre Ponce under the desert sun. "Here we go again. Here we go again. 4 more weeks and I'll be through. I'll be glad, and so will you." The goal is deterrence. Parents driving past point to the chain gangs and warn their children. Don't he end up like them? But inside, life remains harsh. Cells stink, lice-infested bedding. Children are locked in cages for punishment. Even food is scarce. What's the worst thing here? A boy is asked. Lice, he answers flatly. Weapons are a currency. Metal scraps sharpened into knives. Plexiglass blades hidden in clothes or even bodies. Guards seize them daily, storing them like trophies of a war with no end. Narrator VO, across these prisons, from Quezon City to Arizona, Abu Ghraib to Pelican Bay, the stories blur. Thieves next to killers, children next to adults, the poor punished twice over. Some survive through work, religion, or small acts of defiance. Others break. Death is always around, a prisoner mutters. In the corridors, in the courtyards, as if she wanted to remind us that we all have an end. For those inside, time is the harshest punishment. Trees become a memory. Touch becomes a luxury. The future becomes a blank space. And yet, even here, behind bars, the human spirit flickers in a handmade book for a daughter, a whispered prayer, or a smile under blonde hair. In the end, prisons do not just hold bodies. They hold lives, stories, and the fragile hope of redemption.